I want you guys to see how I shape eyebrows so that you can do this with your tool. It's a comb. It's called a rat tail comb. You can get this at a Sally's Beauty Supply store. So you go from their nose right here to their eye and then straight up, and that's how you know where you want to end. So I like to get a pencil and make a mark. Can you open your eyes and look kind of up? So it looks like it would end right about there. And then the other place, you go from their nose to the side of their eye, right to that very side, and that's where you would want the eyebrow to end. So I'm going to draw a line and then just double check it. That's right. And then she has numbing cream on her eyebrows right now. So I'm going to wipe this off. And then I'm going to dry it off. And I like to use Clinique pencils because they don't wash off. They stay on really well. And usually I like to follow this lower part of their eyebrow to give them more shape. So just brush that on kind of softly. You can see if they want this to be more square or if they want it to be more round. And then I usually do fill in a little bit under here to give them that arch. And then a little bit up here. And then I do like to, she's got a nice arch already, but if they don't, then I usually do a little arch right here, about 3/4, just a tiny bit higher than their hair, but I think her shape is beautiful just how it is. And then you go straight down. And you do want to make sure you're more on the upper side of this hair, not the lower side, because it can make her eye look droopy. So if it's more on the upper side, it makes her eye appear more open. So there's that side. And then on this side, I'm going to wash this first, just so the lines can be on there really well. So I'm going to measure her eye again. So that was right there. It's always good to double check it. Looks like it needs to be over just a little bit more. You can use a baby wipe to wipe that off. And that way when you go to do their eyebrows, you won't lose where you were supposed to do their eyebrows. You will know that you're supposed to stop right where that line is. So just draw that on. Make sure you get it. It just looks good when you do it as low as their hair. Then we'll do a little bit on top of it. A little bit underneath. She does have more hair underneath on this eyebrow, so I don't need to do very much on the underneath of that eyebrow. And here's the arch part. And then we'll check this to see if this is long enough. Let me have you look up. Yeah, so that was long enough. And we'll put the line right here. And then just double check your lines. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so then you just kind of go back and look and see if they look even. This one did need to go a little lower. You can also measure this way to see if it ends right. It looks like this eyebrow might be a little bit slightly higher naturally, which is very normal. So I'm just going to wipe that a little bit. And then to even that out, I'm going to wipe a little bit on top. So that'll make this one appear a little bit lower and this one a little bit higher. And then you would just lower this a little bit. And then I want to see what this looks like with her sitting up because it sometimes changes once they sit up. So let me have you sit up and look towards me. Okay, so now with her looking towards me, I like to just double check these lines, make sure they're right, they're ending at the right spots. So I do like where that ends. And you want to make sure that this looks like it's not like drooping down at all. And then we're going to make just some minor adjustments just to make them look more even. So I feel like this needs to come off just a tiny bit to be more even with that one. So right here she does have more hair than she does on this side. And they say eyebrows are sisters, not twins. But we do want to get them to be as symmetrical as possible. And I do like the top of my arch to be more 3/4. Some people do it in the middle, but I do like it 3/4. I think that looks better. And then she does have it a little bit higher right here. So we're just gonna wash a little bit of that off. And then we're just gonna make this look more the same. So you just sit back and see what minor adjustments need to be made. And then it's important to see if they want this square round or square. What do you usually do?
Don't usually, so whatever would look best.
Okay.
I think I like more square.
Okay. I like the square. I think it looks good. Like square, but maybe rounded on the edges.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I think that this looks good. So once you see that you like what you drew, then you show them in a mirror. So I'm going to grab a mirror. Okay, so besides the lines, what do you think?
Does this one look a little bit thicker than this? Maybe I'm just...
Let me have you lift your head a little bit. Yeah. This one needs to be a little bit thicker right here, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
Just maybe right there. And I do like to ask your opinion just because you know your eyes and sometimes you see things that I don't. So I don't mind that at all. So we are going to thicken. She does have more hair on that other side right here. So you just want to add a little bit more. And it'll be a lot lighter than this too.
Yeah, I think that looks better.
Okay, and then do you think this is arched too high or do you like how it's arched?
No, I like how it's arched.
Okay. And I like to say that too, just so you know you're not you're not doing it higher than they want.
Mm-hmm.
So I do think that looks very, very close. And so, yeah, you do want to do it just as similar as possible. It's hard to get it exactly perfect, but you want to try. Okay, and then, so I did bring it in a little closer right here. That's where it measures to where it's supposed to go. Is that okay for you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, let's have you lay down and we'll get started on your eyebrows.
Okay.